On day 2 of jury selection in the Kim Potter trial, the former Brooklyn Center police officer confirmed to a judge that she plans to take the stand and testify. The Hennepin County judge presiding over the case asked Kim Potter if she understood her decision. It's one of several significant developments from Wednesday. Judge Regina Chu asked Potter if she had enough time to think about her decision, to which Potter said, "Yes, ma'am, I wish to testify." The court has summoned 453 prospective jurors for the case. That's 127 more than the trial for former Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin. As of early Wednesday afternoon, a total of 8 jurors have been seated, 4 men and 4 women. A total of 14 jurors, 12 jurors and 2 alternates, need to be seated before opening statements. The Brooklyn Center Police Station continues to be a gathering place during the trial. On Tuesday night, people from the Second Chance Project turned on Christmas lights and unveiled a mural, all to promote peace. Our photojournalist Dustin Scholl was there.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. I want to thank everybody coming out. We made it to this day. I hope that one person at least leaves here tonight with the message of hope and deliverance, that we are going to be the people that take responsibility for our communities, and moving forward, this is how we're going to spread energy. This is how we're going to spread love.
We decorated the fence and everything in front of the police station here. Everybody loves Christmas lights. Every time you see this should bring joy and peace, and that is what we want to do.
I tried to specifically make it not about one purpose, one tradition. It's more of a community message. It's a message that's saying inside of our hearts, we're going to do it with grace. We're going to do it with dignity. We're going to do it with pride. We're going to do it for love. I'm turning on the lights to say that we are going to make that change. We are going to be that difference maker. It's about just giving ourselves a second chance to be better people.
Light always brings positive and joy. Being a resident of Minnesota in general, the past year and a half has been difficult. So being here today, it feels good to see positive and just not a bunch of negative going on.
This is also another way to show them that it's not always violence, and we can always, make art piece. Doing this really speaks out loud.
You gotta take the bad with the good, but everything is all bad. In my hood, you got kids killing kids, my mama shedding tears.
It'll all be good one day, because I see it's more supporters every day and every day.
The attorney representing Highway 169 fatal shooting suspect Jamal Smith says jail calls that the prosecution plans to use as evidence should be kept private during pretrial proceedings. Smith's attorney made that argument during a court hearing Wednesday, saying making jail calls public before the trial begins would unfairly influence potential jurors. The prosecution says Smith tampered with witnesses during those calls, with a judge ruling to revoke Smith's jail phone privileges. Multiple media outlets argue the jail call evidence should be public because it's now, quote, an exhibit in the court. Smith is accused of shooting and killing youth baseball coach Jay Bouton last summer on southbound Highway 169 in Plymouth. The Osseo City Council took another look at their city budget this week before it comes up for final approval on December 13th. The expenditures go up around $235,000, or an 8% increase. Most of that increase comes from a 3% cost of living increase for full-time and hourly employees. There is also an increase of revenue coming into the city from increased community center rentals and more youth programming. A New Hope entrepreneur was just thrown into the national spotlight thanks to a famous comedian. As Delane Cleveland reports, it's been a whirlwind of a week for the owner of Redmon's Popcorn.
Thanks for stopping in, and thanks for being patient with us.
In the small confines of this suite in New Hope's Winnetka Professional Building,
How you guys doing?
Zach Redmon is experiencing a business boom.
Yeah.
Okay.
My phone literally has been hot because it just keeps calls, emails, texts, it's crazy. So it's a good thing.
The line extended out the door as people waited to get their hands on one of Redmon's 40 delicious flavors.
The flavors are so unique, and it's just delicious.
To understand how this happened, you have to go back to May when Redmon was featured on our newscast and said this.
I'm like a luxury vehicle of popcorn. That's what I say about myself.
That quote set off a chain of events.
So after you guys did your interview, a lady named Emily Newman called me from CBS, and she was like, do you want to come to New York to film a commercial? And I was like, yeah.
Fast forward to Monday night.
There was one small business that really caught my eye. It's a little place in New Hope, Minnesota called Redmon's Popcorn.
Television host Stephen Colbert heard Redmon's quote and decided to have some fun with it.
Luxury vehicle popcorn deserves a luxury vehicle commercial.
Colbert's team from The Late Show produced a nearly 2-minute commercial featuring Redmon driving a luxury vehicle filled with his popcorn.
Unparalleled design.
Actor and comedian Nick Offerman acted as narrator.
Damn, this stuff is good.
Tuesday afternoon,
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Redmon experienced the hectic aftermath of Colbert's small business bump,
Yeah, my brain is like fried at this point.
which included a visit from the mayor
I think that's wonderful. I'm excited they're in New Hope.
and an old elementary school teacher.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
One day, Redmon hopes to move out of this small space. Now that word's gotten out, it may have to happen sooner than expected.
I'm definitely trying to venture off and make something bigger, but stay in the New Hope, Golden Valley, Crystal area for sure.
In New Hope, Delane Cleveland, CCX News.
Meanwhile, that sooner than expected is now. Redmon posted on his Facebook page on Wednesday that he is closing his store effective immediately due to state codes and laws. He'll be doing online orders until he finds a bigger space.
The Wayzata boys basketball team won its first state championship since 1959 last season. As Jay Wilcox reports, the Trojans are hoping to contend again this winter.
They'd like to duplicate last season's memorable run. The Wayzata boys basketball team is eager to get started after winning the state 4A title last season.
That definitely carries over, as we have a lot of confidence from last season, and we have the same goal that we did last year, which is to win a state championship. And obviously that's huge for our program because that's our first state championship in, I think, 61 years. So it's been a long wait, but finally able to get some success and get a state championship, but we're just going to keep on building off of that.
The Trojans did graduate some great talent, and Camden Heidi, a senior this year, would have been one of the state's best players, elected to play for a prep school in Utah. But the cupboard is hardly bare.
We returned some guys that were huge on our team last year, and Drew Berkland, Carter Bierke, Ryan Harvey, all were, two were starters, and Ryan was our first guy off the bench, and then Spencer Hall played a little bit for us last year, along with Hayden Tibbetts. So those guys are all back, and we got some other guys who had really good summers.
St. Thomas recruit Carter Bierke is one of the top shooting big men in the state, and three-sport standout Drew Berkland is a great guard. After a week of practices and scrimmages, the guys like what they see.
Well, I'm really happy with how things are going so far. I'm really happy with how the guys are getting after it. I got a lot of competitive guys in this gym, and I'm really excited about it. Nothing but good things so far.
We're going to be really good at playing defense, on-ball defense, and just going out and running. Very athletic.
And the Trojans won't have to wait long to see how they match up with some of Minnesota's top teams.
I play a really good schedule on purpose. I mean, early on here we play Park Center, who's preseason #1, then we play Shakopee, I think preseason #4, and Creton's preseason #2, all within a week. So we're playing good teams on purpose, and if we have a target on our back, that's great. It means we're having success, and we want to keep having that.
They'll be tested plenty, but Wayzata is ready to chase another championship. Jay Wilcox, CCX Sports.
With the bulk of its players returning, the Providence Academy girls basketball team is aiming to challenge for a state title again this season. Here's Jason Malillo with a look at the Lions.
The Providence girls basketball team is a pretty tight group.
We know that we can always trust each other.
And expectations are high for the Lions after finishing as the Class 2A state runner-up last season.
I feel like that gives us an extra little bit of fire because we came so close.
Providence is short on egos and long on talent. It's a group of girls that plays hard, but also keeps everything in perspective.
We have a pretty high assist number. We like to share the ball a lot. I think that's one of the best things about us is we communicate. But most importantly, you won't find a bus ride that's quiet. Doesn't matter win or lose. They're playing music, they're laughing, they're singing, they're having a good time, and that's what high school sports are all about.
4 of 5 starters returned for Providence, including point guard Madden Greenway. A 7th grader last season, Greenway averaged 21 points, 5 assists, and 3 steals per game.
I just let the game come to me. I don't try to make anything happen that isn't there.
She's a highly intuitive player.
Her ability to see the floor, see the game, is just at a different level. There's times when we break down film and I go, how the heck did you see that? She does those things that are next level plays. She does the things that you see that are going to make everyone better around her.
Making a run to the 2021 state final was exciting. Losing was heartbreaking. But the Lions quickly refocused after the loss.
It just made us better as a team, knowing that we have a goal to achieve, which is go back and hopefully win the state title.
Providence should also benefit this season by having Brian Cosgriff as an assistant coach. Cosgriff was the head coach at Hopkins for 20 seasons and won 7 state titles. Jason Malillo, CCX Sports.
The Lions should get a good test Saturday night when they face Benilde St. Margaret's at the Breakdown Tip-Off Classic at Hopkins High School. That's all for sports. I'm John Jacobson.
Find more prep sports games and highlights at ccxmedia.org and follow us on social media.